Okay, we move on to the debugging video next, where we will see uh, we want to have a watch all the expressions and all. So for that we will change here, we will put up here some string variable as a string, for example name, and I select it and go to the source, generate getters and setters methods, say okay. I've got getters and setter methods, and we got the constructor also. Maybe I'll put up their name equals to Junaid. Okay. Now I go here, I call somewhere like here, I say t dot set name equals to Iqbal, IQBAL. Now I want to put up some watch windows here. Set name, I guess, is the N capital. Okay, still don't do a set name. We have a set name here. T dot set name. Oh, I'm putting up the. I should put up the appearances here because this is a method. Should be like this. Okay. Okay. Now what I do is I go to the Windows. I put up the show view, and I say here the what's that called? That's called as expression. Is there somewhere expression something? Let me see. What is that? I don't know. I say show view. It should be expressions here. Maybe it's in others, and in others we go to the debugging differently, and there's expressions. So here we go. Now the expressions. Actually, I should have gone to the debug mode first to fetch this expression, right? Okay, so I should do this. I should show view, and then I say expressions. Now here's the expressions here. So we got the expressions already. Okay, let me delete these all. Say yes. Okay, now what I do is I will start debugging. I have cleared this up. Okay, I got a couple of debug points here. I say start debugging. But before I start debugging, what I do here is I go to say right click and I say add watch expression, and then I say t dot set name. In fact, I should say get name. Whatever the name is, give me that name, what the name is, and I say control and I say okay. Now I debug it. Now say continue. Okay, so t.getName, there is some error, and if you could see, the error is because simply this is spelling mistake, and I'm not having here the having here the what's that called, IntelliSense, so I should keep the N capital, so it's not a problem now. Now if I step over, now when I step over into the test second again, okay, now it is getting the name Junaid here, as you could see. Okay, and if I do it again, now it must be having the Iqbal in it now. Okay, now it was not having the IntelliSense here. That's the problem. So for that, what I do is I will stop this. I go to the Windows and I say show view, and then I say what's called as a display. It comes up here. So you can put up here like the t.getName, but the beauty of this is say t dot and control space. It will give you all the it has IntelliSense. I don't know why it's not giving control space. There's some t dot. It should show me there's some problem with it. And we go to the source first. I say run. We go to Java. it was somewhere, it's called the clean, the projects. There's here project, the project is clean, say clean. I say okay, let me clean it. Go to the debug windows. Here I am trying to say t dot, still not getting into the display uh, the Intel sense. I don't know why. Let me write it now. What's called the get name. It should show me some Intel sense here, which is automatically done. But I'm not saying why is the problem there. Okay, now start debugging, and you try to inspect this. Right now, if you inspect this, there's nothing in it. Say inspect. There is some problem with it. I don't know what. So step over into the display, and the inspect is not coming up, right? So that means there is some problem with this. Let me clear it. Yeah, it's coming up now. What was that? Get name t dot get, still problem, right? Name. Yeah, the problem is I should have first no, if I give it here t dot, it will not give me because t is nowhere, so I should be there. So I say debug. Even I say t dot control space, there's nothing. When I say get name, there's nothing, because the thing is that the t is not yet there. So I say step over. Now I say step over again. Now t is definitely having a value. If I go to the display now, I say t dot, and in this expression window, go to get name, and I say get control space. It's giving me now the methods what I have. Get name, and selected and inspected. It gives you the Junaid. Okay, so in this case we have an what's called as a, we will have a the Intel sense, but the thing is that you have to select it and inspect it. Now you step over again, so it must be now Iqbal as is here. I say here, but I have to select it first wholly, and as inspect and this thing. So I want to know the couple of benefits, and here it was having me automatically the variable things, and here it's having the Intel sense. I want both of these guys. What I do is, at any point if I want to get it there, I say for stop, I say debug again. Okay, right now I go into it. Let me put the Junaid here in this, and in the display I say, if I say control shift I, that's actually to inspect. It will tell me what's there in the value, and I press I again, it will land this display stuff into the watch window, into the expression window. But there is a difference. If you could see this, and this is this one, this is just a snapshot at that moment, because if I give it a go, step over again, now this has changed to Iqbal, but this is still Junaid because this was a snapshot. Okay, so for that what I gonna do is I stop it, I will debug it again. Okay, and I'm stepping over, okay, and stepping over again. I got a Junaid. Now the display, I say control shift I, and I double I to get it here. Now both of these have Junaid. Now here I say right click and add, I'll say convert to watch expression. Now this guy becomes a watch expression. Now if I step over, both of them change to Iqbal. So this is no more a snapshot now. So what is the better way to do is, the first you put up the display and write your expression here, press Ctrl Shift I and I 2 times to land it here. So here you will get all those methods using the Intel sense, then put that into this and convert that into the watch expression like I did before, right? So that will give you a much better thing. One last thing which we talk today is, for example, you have something you want to examine a particular thing here, you can do that. Just simply say 2 plus 2 equals and you just say inspect, and it will give you exactly it's a 4. Similarly, but this is not a valid thing which we will be doing. We will be basically doing for example, some you want to print out something and you want to see what's the value of that, and you can write it like system dot out dot println exactly. Okay, and what you will put up here is any message, or actually you will not put a message here, but you chuck something, some variable here, but I'm just putting with a message. So you just go ahead and just inspect it, and you will say the salam there, right, in the console in fact. So this will act like a scrapbook. We in fact have a scrapbook in the Eclipse, but this will act like a scrapbook for us to test things out while we are debugging our program. So debugging is a huge stuff which we'll see in our next videos, inshallah.